I feel most betrayed by Ava because I felt that she and I had such a great relationship and we had worked together the entire summer. We did have the double the fun alliance final two deal. And I thought that she would have listened to me, especially when it came down to something as like such a strategic twist that we needed to really work together on. I thought that she would have listened to me and worked with me on that. And I felt that she kind of didn't even want to listen to what I had to say. So I do unfortunately feel most betrayed by Ava. I am very disappointed that Ava picked Vince to do the puzzle over myself because she never was working closely with Vince. And by picking Vince, he's such a wild card. You don't know where his true alliances or his true intentions are. So I think by her picking Vince, I felt that she, really made a mistake strategically for her own game because I was an ally for her and I was someone that wanted to see Ava go far in this game. Whereas I don't believe that that is the case with Vince. So I think that strategically we should have, seen more, been on the same page more. And I don't feel that we were able to get to the same page, and she picked Vince over myself. And I thought it was a bad decision.
Welcome to the Secret Alliance podcast, where we talk about the game of Big Brother with the people who play it. Rachel Reilly entered Big Brother 27 as a legend. 2 seasons under her belt, 1 win more than a decade ago. She carried 15 years of fan anticipation. If she wasn't playing, she'd be here with us talking about BB27. Unfortunately, our Big Brother champ became the first jury member. And you're probably asking, how does someone who knows this game inside and out find themselves eliminated, not evicted, by a twist? Rachel's raw interview here reveals the pitfalls and betrayals that ended her BB27 game. But what really ended it was that hamster wheel. Rachel, we want to know what went wrong.
So when you get put in the hamster wheel of death, make sure that you follow the maze, because I had thought about it after the fact and I was going back and forth in one direction, and I think I needed to go 360 with the disc. So I think what I messed up was the direction of the disc. I think if I would have had a chance to focus and to have a little bit more time, I would have figured it out. But unfortunately, I was so no, I wasn't focused, and I was just kind of all over the place in that competition. And when my back was up against the wall, I wasn't able to pull out the win. And in Big Brother, you need to be present and you need to be focused, especially when you go into a competition and especially when your Big Brother life is on the line. Keano and I had a very interesting, to say the least, relationship in the game. I would have loved to work with him. And there was a point in the game where I fully did trust him, and I was really starting to want to work with him and want to just like completely, take him to final two, or just completely like go in the direction of my game with him. But he then betrayed me and kind of backstabbed me when he wanted to get me evicted and out of the house. And once that happened, I just don't think that I was ever going to be able to trust him again. As well as, during his HOH, I felt that he made some really bad decisions. And I just don't think that I think he was just very messy as a game player. And I would not have kept him in this game much longer. So to be completely honest, if I was HOH this week or in the future weeks, I would have gotten rid of him as soon as I could. I would have had to. He was so good at the competitions and he was kind of all over the place, and I just didn't trust him anymore. So I think that I would have had to work against him, and there was no path forward that I saw with he and I working together moving forward. And I would have not sat next to him in the final two for numerous reasons. But the number one reason is like, I don't know that with his story, I wouldn't want to have to compete against him for a final two vote. I hope that I took the Big Brother fans and the Big Brother community on a very fun journey this summer where they saw me really evolve as a player and as a strategic and social gamer who is a huge fan of the show and who absolutely loves Big Brother. And that I hope that my legacy is, you know, I hope that it's not tarnished by this one twist that I wasn't able to compete in and to complete. I hope that people saw a path where I would have sat in those final two chairs. And I truly did believe that I could have won Big Brother 27. I think that I did play a much better game than I had ever played before. And I think that I just hope that everyone enjoyed my journey and the stories that we got to share this summer. And yeah, I hope that it just continues the Rachel Reilly legend and legacy. I hope that they had fun watching me evolve over the past 14, 15 years. Who would be most worthy to compete with the legends and the OG Big Brother players out of this season? Wow. Like, I don't know. I mean, could any of them? I think the closest players that we had this season that played a great Big Brother game were, I thought Nikki did play a good Big Brother game. She was messy and she kind of blew up her own alliance numerous times, but I think she'll learn from that. And like when she reflects on it, I think she'll play a better game next time. Keano is super messy, but he's a comp beast and he was able to listen to, some of my Big Brother coaching and make it as far as he's made it. And socially, his game has changed. He does do weird things like put his own allies that never would have targeted him on the block, which is probably not the best game move. But by the same token, he's also been able to form relationships in the house that have gotten him this far in the game while being such a big target. And he's been able to save himself when he needed to. So I think that he could probably compete with some of the OG Big Brother players. I don't know. Like, I think probably those are my top two picks. Like, I would love to see Jimmy play again. I really enjoyed playing with him. And I thought that he was a really fun character on Big Brother and fun to get to know. And I don't know. I think it would be fun to see a legend season with some of the people from this house, or at least to see them play again. So after returning for 15 years to Big Brother, do I feel that people use me for their game? I hope that they did, because at the end of the day, if you have the opportunity to play with a Big Brother winner, someone who is a legend, who has played this game and was competitive and has learned and is a super fan, why would you not take that opportunity to learn from them and to use them to benefit your game and to use that person as like, not only as a shield, but as someone to get advice from, as someone to bounce ideas off of, as someone to talk to strategically about what's next in the game and to ask questions. I actually felt like they didn't use me as much as they should have, to be completely honest. I would have expected a lot more people to come ask me a lot more questions about the game and what I expect and how I would have played it and how different it was from the seasons I played. I don't know that there was even one person who asked me how my game has evolved from playing 15 years ago to playing now. I don't think that I ever got that question in 60 days of playing Big Brother. Not one person had asked me about, what happens at the end of Big Brother? how do I count the days? How do I go through? What do I need to do to make sure I win this game? Like maybe they thought they couldn't ask me those questions, but if I was playing with Janelle, or if I was playing with June Song or someone else, I would have quite literally become their best friend. I would have asked them every single question. I would have picked their brains 24/7, and I would have done everything I could to use that person and to utilize their knowledge, because I know that they're a winner of the game. They're a fan of the game. I mean, I can't imagine playing season 12 with Dan Giesling. If I had Dan in the house, I would have done anything. I seriously couldn't imagine even being able to get that knowledge just from that player, because it's like, you have these opportunities. Why would you not take advantage of it? And I think that they didn't use me enough. I think that when they had the opportunity to ask questions, they never really asked a lot of questions. And we were together 24/7. As even my closest allies, even the people that did listen to some of the advice I gave them, even when Keano would ask me about Big Brother stuff, he never really asked the questions on how to win the game. He more just kind of like wanted to know what I thought was next, or what I thought, like, what do I think about this, competition, things like that. And like, I think people could have used me a lot more to ask me strategic questions, and I would have answered them, because at the end of the day, it benefits me to have people that I can trust 100% in this game. And the more I would have felt that the more I could help them, the more they would want to help me and keep me around. So I don't think that they even used me enough. Do I regret evicting Mickey? Well, Mickey didn't have the votes to stay. Mickey would have been a great ally for me and a great shield, but Mickey did not want to. I think Mickey was so focused on playing the game a certain way that she lost sight of how long the game is and how it's a marathon and not a sprint. I wish that Mickey could have stayed longer, and I do think that Mickey and I could have worked together, and I think I could have built a bridge with her, and we would have been able to cross it together, and I would have loved that. But she did betray me previously in the season, and Morgan and Mickey were my closest friends and my closest allies, and then they did betray me in week 5 and week 4. So I feel that when something like that happens in Big Brother, you always are going to be a little bit more cautious with those type of players moving forward. Keeping Ashley over Mickey, yeah, absolutely. Like, why would you not keep a player like Ashley in the game over Mickey? Because especially with the way that I was playing the game this season, I wasn't able to pull out every single comp win that I wanted to. So I needed to make sure that the players in the game were people I felt that I could beat. And I just felt that, like, at the end of the day, with keeping Ashley over, Ashley was my closer ally than Mickey was. And I would have had to work a lot harder to build a bridge with Mickey than I would have to build that bridge with Ashley. And I don't think Ashley was going to target me, but I think Mickey would have eventually targeted me and tried to get me out of the house. And to be completely honest, I don't even know that Mickey would have voted for me in a jury, but I know that Ashley would have. So strategically, it always made sense for me to keep Ashley over Mickey. But do I regret that Mickey went home? Yes, absolutely. I really, truly enjoyed playing the game with her. And I think that as a human and as a person, like, I absolutely loved her. As a game player, I felt that she was playing it like a sprint and trying to make a name for herself. And I think she made a lot of missteps and miscalculations in the game that were unfortunate and had consequences on my game and Morgan's game and Ashley's game. And so I think, like, when she left, it was obviously her time to go. Like, she needed to. I was not going to keep Mickey over Ashley.
How would you rank the remaining players 1 through 8? And this might give us some insight about her jury vote.
I don't even know how to answer that. How would I rank the remaining players 1 to 8? I mean, I guess I don't know. Like, who do I think is going to win? I mean, I think if Keano ends up in the final two chairs, he has a great story and a great journey. And I think that, you know, he was a target from week one and he's been able to save himself through, you know, social alliances that he's made, as well as like competitive comp wins. And he's played a very messy game, but like, you know, he's played a decent game. And like, I think probably would win this season if he makes it to the final two chairs. He's also a big target, so I don't know that his journey is going to be easy if he does get there. I guess Vince is my second pick, but I am not super impressed with Vince's game, but he has won HOHs. He has won competitions when he needed to, like blockbusters and things. And I think that Vince has a great story, and he's able to convince Lauren to use a veto on him when it did not benefit her at all. She lost both of her allies back to back because of it. Then he was able to convince Morgan to almost use a veto on him. And I truly feel like Morgan is playing Vince's game at this point. So he's been able to work this whole season and convince people to play his game for him, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to get rid of him for the first 6 weeks of this game. I wanted Vince out of this house because I saw all these seeds he was planting with people, all these relationships he was forming, and the fact that he was able to pull out things when he needed to. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the way he's playing the game, but is he playing a good game? Absolutely. Like, he's definitely playing a good game. Third, I think, you know, Will, we love him socially. Will's playing a great game. I mean, what do you say about Will? Like, we all love Will, you know, it's like, of course. Ava is playing a decent game. I am disappointed that she didn't want to work with me in this White Locust competition, but she is playing, you know, she's winning competitions. She's playing a great social game. Everyone loves Ava. Ashley, I feel that everyone loves Ashley, but she is a target more than the other players in the game. I don't know who is left. It's like who, Kelly and Lauren maybe? Are these the only two I haven't named? I think it's like Keano, Vince, Will, Ava, Ashley. Yeah. So Lauren and Lauren and Kelly. I mean, they're like tied for 8th place, I guess. I don't know. I'm just not very impressed with their gameplay this season, either one of them. I think Lauren's played a good enough game to not be nominated and to win some competitions when she's, you know, like she can win competitions, but I'm not impressed with her gameplay. But that's why there's a jury of 7 people. So if there's other people that are going to try to convince me she's playing a good game, then I will listen. But I'm not impressed with any moves that she's made. I think she's lets other people make moves for her. Her HOH that she won was controlled by Vince. Her veto that she won was controlled by Vince. So I just don't see her being a player to win this game. But she, you know, is playing Big Brother. Kelly, I think, is just like socially all over the place. And I think she has a good story of winning these blockbuster competitions, but she's been nominated that many times because she is someone that nobody wanted in the house. So it's not like you can't play Big Brother and just completely play a game where you're having to save yourself because nobody wants you there just because they don't want you in the house. So it's like, unfortunately, I just don't think Kelly's played a good social game. But it is getting better. And I think more people are starting to like want Kelly in the game. So her social game is growing. So, I mean, again, that's why there's a jury of 7 of us, right? Like, my opinions are not the only opinions. And I'm very willing to listen to other people's opinions when we have our jury roundtable session.
Which floater most needs a life vest?
Oh gosh, I think I needed a life vest during my Big Brother White Locust competition. I think that I don't want to say it, but it's Will a floater. I love him and he's playing a great social game. Maybe is Ashley a little bit, I really want to see Ashley step up and take more initiative in the game. But I don't know if she's going to. So I guess those are my answers.
Rachel's exit perfectly captures how Big Brother has changed. A legend with 15 years of knowledge, eliminated by a twist. She couldn't execute under pressure. Rachel's legacy isn't tarnished. Sometimes you play hard, give it your all, and still go home. That's Big Brother reminding us, in the game and in life, to expect the unexpected. Thank you for checking out the Secret Alliance podcast. Make sure you tell someone who loves Big Brother all about us. Quick note, we don't interview the house guest directly. For each eviction, we submit a question to the BBPR team, along with other outlets. They send back video responses from the house guests. Please subscribe to the channel, leave us your comments, like this video, and watch some more. Thanks.